Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Fish Tank. My name is Fish, and today we're going to be talking about some wrestling, and not just any wrestling, but potentially big news out of the WWE, out of Talking Smack. Now, with these, I want to do more reviews, just a side note, more reviews of SmackDown, Raw, New Japan, Ring of Honor, where I get a chance to watch it. So be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. That helps me out a lot, obviously. Helps the channel out, obviously. English is hard sometimes, but anyway, this has been speculating since Tuesday, since Talking Smack aired on the WWE Network, and that is, will we see Daniel Bryan wrestle again? Now, in a very interesting segment. Actually, first, let me say this. If it's on WWE TV, I would assume there's some truth behind it. Like, I highly doubt they're going to, like, shoot, quote unquote, that it's all a work, that is some logic behind everything that's on WWE TV nowadays. Everything is so monitored, so, I guess, monitored by WWE, that I don't think something to this scale would be made up, or would just be something that was said randomly. But the idea is that during their altercation, The Miz and Daniel Bryan, which has always been great, since The Miz had his breakout promo on Talking Smack right after the brand split. But anyway, what happened was they're going back and forth, and Miz is saying how Daniel Bryan can't wrestle, yada, yada, yada. And Daniel Bryan says something peculiar, which has really blown up the internet wrestling community, is that in reference to him being able to wrestle again, or if we'll see him wrestle again, he says, "I don't know. Ask me in a year and a half." And after that happened, everyone went crazy. It's like, a year and a half? That must be what his contract's up. That must be, this, that, and the other. We could see Daniel Bryan wrestle again. And I think that'd be awesome. Let's start from the beginning. Obviously, Daniel Bryan got hurt a bunch of times, has numerous concussions throughout his career. Some documented, some undocumented. It was the concussion that forced him to concussion and neck problems that forced him to drop the WWE World Heavyweight Championship after WrestleMania 30, and then forced him to drop the Intercontinental Championship after WrestleMania 31. And then, I think 8 months later after that, right before 32, Daniel Bryan retires. Yeah, he goes on Raw in his hometown and says, "Look, I'm retiring from professional wrestling." He's been cleared by a number of doctors, according to him, and according to multiple sources. But it's the WWE doctors that are saying, "We're not going to let you wrestle. We're not clearing you." And that's on them. I'm not a doctor. I can't say one way or the other. But it did get me thinking, if we see Daniel Bryan wrestle again, which honestly I highly doubt it's going to be for WWE, because it's been a year since he retired, and I don't think the doctors will go back on what they've been saying for the past year and just say, "Oh yeah, we're going to clear you to wrestle." Now, I think maybe the original plan was to have The Miz versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania, which would have been great. It would have been a great match. But clearly he's not ready. And maybe the backup plan was to have the mixed tag team match that The Miz and Maurice are in with John Cena and Nikki Bella. So that comes up to the year and a half statement. Assuming, and we don't know for sure, Daniel Bryan likes to say stuff that gets the internet talking on Talking Smack. Let's assume that is when his contract expires. Let's assume that. So year and a half. So that would be about December-ish? No, a little bit before December, like October 2018. He's done with his contract. And let's say WWE still won't let him wrestle. Again, numerous other doctors have cleared him to compete. Said you're at the level that you could compete as a wrestler, and we trust that you're not going to get hurt again, besides some freak fluke. But WWE still says, "No, we're not going to take that risk. We're not going to take the risk of you suffering another head injury on our time." Assuming that's the case, say Daniel Bryan goes back to Ring of Honor. I don't think he'd go to Impact, depending. Again, this is a year and a half, so assuming everything is kind of like it is now, I don't think he'd go to Impact, and I don't think he'd go to Japan with New Japan. He might, I don't know. But I'm going to say he goes to Ring of Honor first. If Daniel Bryan still has all the clearance of all his numerous doctors to compete, I think that'd be great for wrestling, for him. But the main thing that I'm worried about, or that I guess any wrestler would be worried about, is can he re-aggravate that injury? Now, if he's cleared by doctors, that's no different than anyone stepping in the ring, in my opinion. That anyone could step in the ring and be cleared by a medical doctor and compete at a high level. However, he still runs the risk, just like any person that steps inside the ring, to get hurt. Obviously, you've seen it with Seth Rollins. He was cleared to compete. He went through the rehab, right through the process of tearing an ACL and MCL, I believe it was. Did all that, got back, competed at a high level, and it was a freak accident with Samoa Joe, and he got injured again. Granted, this wasn't as long. He's only going to be out for, I think, another month, and hopefully we'll be back in time for WrestleMania. But the tricky part with the Daniel Bryan situation is that it's a head injury. And head injuries are very, very scary. Obviously, because if something affects your brain, that's going to affect the rest of your life. Now, obviously, a really bad leg or arm injury or something else will do that. But I think it's more so with the brain, because that's going to have longer lasting effects. As it won't heal like a torn MCL, or you can't really get it repaired, because MCLs don't heal themselves. It has to take surgery. But like a broken arm or a broken leg or whatever. A brain injury won't heal himself, and he's probably going to be in whatever bad state for a long period of time if something happens. Now, do I want to see Daniel Bryan wrestle again? Absolutely. I think any wrestler fan wants to see Daniel Bryan wrestle again. He's an absolutely great wrestler. However, Daniel Bryan, the man, or should I say Bryan Danielson, the man, now has to think, okay, I've already had a numerous amount of concussions over my life. Multiple doctors say I'm good. WWE says I'm not. He now has a wife in, Nikki Bella. He's going to have a child that's going to be about a year old at the time in October 2018. Possibly another child on the way at that point. I don't know. A year and a half away. That's a long time. But he can't think about just himself. He has to think about his family. He has to think about, is going into the ring, pursuing what I love, worth the risk that I may not be at 100% for my family? Which is the same risk that every person steps in the ring with. Let's be honest. Anything can happen. You've seen it in New Japan with the injury Hama took. It was off a DDT, a very basic move that we all think, oh, that's easy to take, but took it wrong and he was almost paralyzed. Thankfully, he's starting to get movement in his arms again. But that could have gone really bad really fast. And we've seen it a couple of times in professional wrestling. One small mistake, and it could be disastrous. So, that leaves the question that everyone's asking. Will Daniel Bryan wrestle again? And my answer is in two parts. A, I do not think we will see Daniel Bryan wrestle again. But here's the second part. I do think we will see Bryan Danielson wrestle again. You can tell from his interviews, the way he presents himself on Talking Smack, that he wants to wrestle. He really wants to wrestle, and it's clear WWE is not going to clear him. It's clear. He not necessarily doesn't want to do the GM role, and he's doing a good job. He's entertaining, as much as a GM can be on a wrestling show. But you could tell he wants to get back in the ring. You can just kind of see it. And to give up something that you love, like professional wrestling, like anything else, for it to be taken away from you, not you being able to just walk away from it or you giving it up yourself, but it literally being taken away from you by something that's outside of your control, it hurts. It's not fun. It's not fair. And if Daniel Bryan, I think, has the opportunity to wrestle for a different company come October 2018 or whenever his contract's up, I think he'll take it. Now, obviously, there's going to be a lot of tests going on, a lot of looking at his head before he gets in the ring. But if we take what we know now, that he's cleared by multiple doctors outside of WWE, and transfer that to the 1.5 years when his contract's up, I think he will wrestle again. And I hope he never gets injured. I hope no one in a professional wrestling capacity gets hurt. You know, and that's going to be the risk that he has to weigh, just like every other professional athlete. He has to weigh the risks of saying, all right, I have a family. I have a child. I want to have more children with my beautiful wife. I want to be there for her. I want to be there for my children. I want to, be there for a long time. Do I want to run the risk of continue professional wrestling and might get hurt again? Or do I want to play it safe and be there for my family, who he also loves, clearly? And that's going to be the biggest decision for him, in my opinion. Obviously, I can't talk for him or for Nikki or Brie, or anyone. But again, I would like to see, and I think we will see, Bryan Danielson wrestle at least one more match. I highly, highly doubt it's going to be in the WWE. As I said before, it's already been a year and they haven't cleared him. So I don't think they're just going to change their mind after a year. Now, I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong. I would love to see Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. I'd love to see Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe. Like, there's so many matches that he can have. But most importantly, I want to see him healthy. I want to see Bryan Danielson, the man, not the character Daniel Bryan. I want to see him happy, healthy, and being there for his family. But if he's healthy, if he's ready to go, man, I would love to see him back in the ring, as I always said. But only time will tell. We're going to have to wait a 1.5 years, which is, again, a long time, before we can have the answer to this question. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think we will see Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson wrestle in some capacity, in some company? Will it be for WWE? Will it be for Ring of Honor, New Japan, Impact? Will he go to the bingo halls with his indie friends? I don't know. But I can't wait to find out. And I wish nothing but the best for Daniel Bryan. And guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to thumbs up this video, subscribe for more awesome content, and I'll see you guys next time.